Hello, beautiful people. We're doing the TaoTehChing chapter 13 again. I'm revisiting it because I'm finding this one has a lot of depth. In a way, it's one of what would probably be considered an uglier one. It's really hard to grasp because it presents with us the things we don't really love. Accept disgrace willingly. Now here's another one though from Cleary. Favor and disgrace seem alarming. Favor and disgrace goad as it were to madness. Welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise. Favor and disgrace are things that startle. I like Chan, be apprehensive when receiving favor or disgrace. So right there on the first line, we have this dichotomy of either just disgrace or favor and disgrace. And that's an interesting difference in translation. But when you really boil it down, I prefer both favor and disgrace because that's showing the two sides of the coin. So, praise and belittling is another way of looking at it. And they can pull someone off center. Both of them can pull someone off center. So a disgrace, by welcoming it as a surprise, it's a potential for growth that's given right there. It's a potential for expanding our horizon. So prize calamities is your own body. High rank, like one's body, is a source of great trouble. Again, it's saying that high and the low can both be those catalysts for change. Regard trouble as seriously as you regard your body. Accept misfortune as the human condition. So it's really don't get hung up. Don't assign yourself to it. Don't define yourself by it. Very, very powerful. Because a lowly state is a boon. A lot of times when people hit bottom, it's when they turn around and have that growth. Favor, when it is bestowed upon a subject, serves to startle as much as when it is withdrawn. So there's our favor and disgrace again. Be apprehensive when you receive them, and also be apprehensive when you lose them. So that's the time of change. Keep in mind, this is the philosophy that has the book of changes. An entire book is devoted to change. Favor is inferior. If you get it, be alarmed. If you lose it, be alarmed. This is what is meant when I say regard favor and disgrace with alarm. When the great distress, the reason why I have great distress is that I have a body. If I have no body, what distress? So this is again defining the human condition. And wise people have said that pain is not escapable, suffering is. So this is stepping away, not having that suffering. Pain will happen, that's part of the body. And pain could happen in any realm of the body. We will have loss, we will have challenges. So we have fears because we have a self. The body will always have fear. Even in the sage, the body will have fear. But the fear doesn't have to be carried around. When we do not regard that self as self, what do we have to fear? So when I am walking in the woods at night, I'll be like, oh, I might get attacked by an animal and this and that. When the sage is walking in the woods at night, he knows that he is with the Tao and walking, following his path. And should an animal come out, he will move. His body will react. That fear will come. That fear will go. But he doesn't carry it while he's walking in the woods at night. The reason we have a lot of trouble is because we have selves. If we had no selves, what trouble would we have? So there it is, that loss of self, that flow in the Tao. And if the self can completely be lost is a question. And I'm wondering even if this misfortune comes from having a body. Without a body, how could there be misfortune? I think that may be a mistranslation that'll go again with the word self from Cleary. Misfortune comes from having a self. Without a self, how could there be misfortune? Because taking that at that deeper level, misfortune comes from that identification with events. So if one gets a hangnail, it's not the best event, but it just happens. You clean it up and you're done. To view it as a calamity is to associate it with a person or a story. So surrender yourself humbly, then you can be entrusted to care for all things. Love the world as your own self, then you can truly care for all things. So there is no self in the body of the human. The self is all. It's reflective. It is not the individual. It's the relationship of the individual with the world. So accept disgrace willingly. Accept misfortune as a human condition. So this is what just happens, as opposed to resisting it. Throwing up that resistance to all of it is what the self does. It's what the individual does. This is really, really a deep one. I'll probably do a third analysis because it's a very powerful one. So thank you for your time. And none of it recorded.